Hello and welcome to a video. Right, I said I'm going to make a video just to show you how I do things here on what could be used on your internet radio, and also if you do terrestrial radio, whatever your bag is. I'm going to show you how to produce radio content on a shoestring. Okay, yes, I'm going to bring it right down. First of all, there is a hum. Hear it? Can you hear that? I don't know if you'll be able to hear that, but I don't hear it here, but it is on playback. So I'm not sure what that is, and we'll get rid of that when we can. It's only when we're recording video. So we will deal with that when we have to deal with that. Right, let's move on. So what's going to happen? I'm going to prepare for the top of the hour. Okay, the top of the hour. The top of the hour on my radio show, it goes like this. At 59 minutes past the hour and 50 seconds, okay, there's a 10-second radio ident which plays, and on the 10th second it's bang on the nose of the top of the hour, and then it switches to Sky News, and then the newsreader announces the news, and it comes off the other end. When it comes off the other end 2 minutes later, there's another ident, and that's the news done. Then after the news we have the weather, and the weather sort of stays the same, just certain changes, but my show's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm on the wind down of the day. So I'll check what the weather is like, do a 3-hour forecast, and work my weather around that. So I need to have a weather ident, and then the weather, and then a weather out ident. And then when the weather comes out, it then plays a drive time ident to let the listeners know that it's drive time, and then it will play my show opener. Okay, so there's a lot of apples in that basket that has to happen. So if we take it all, I'd have to fire the first jingle off, hit the news, take the end of the news with another jingle, then hit another jingle with the weather, then do the weather, jingle out of the weather, jingle into drive time, jingle into my opening. Now that was great back in the 80s and the 90s when we had Sonifex cart machines. You just put one in the other. Beside you would have a pile of Sonifex cartridges. They're like 8 tracks all piled up beside you in the order that you wanted to do it, and you'd throw one away, put another one in, throw another one away. You'd work like a maniac, but we don't have to do that now. So what I do is this. Rather than having to mess around with all those files, there's lots that can go wrong. So because there's lots that can go wrong, what I then do is I simplify it. And this is how I simplify it. I take all those apples and I turn them into one apple. So 10 seconds to the top of the hour, 59 and 50 seconds, I just hit one button. That does the 10-second lead in. It brings the news in. It ends the news. It starts letting you know it's the weather and plays the sponsor for the weather. Then comes the weather, and then it ends the weather. And then it tells you it's drive time. Then it plays my ident. One file does one job, and that's how I simplify it. Now there's other radio presenters and broadcasters out there who will do it a totally different way. This is totally by preference. I've been doing it a very long time, and I've had the fun of running around with files, but there's a lot that can go wrong, and it's just keep the whole thing flowing nice and smooth, okay? Or let it sound like it's flowing nice and smooth. Sometimes it can never be that easy. Right, okay, here we go. This is how we're going to do it. Now, I normally use Adobe Audition, okay? It's a great program. The only problem with it is it's a bit pricey. You can get it on subscription now, but it's still a few pounds. And if you're not bringing in any revenue from what you're doing, then it's just a hobby. It means you're paying out on it all the time. So you want to keep that line of money that you're paying out down to a minimum. So I use a program which is called Audacity. Now you can go over here to Audacity Audacity, Audacity, you get the print. If you go in there, you'll see it comes up here. This is its logo right here. And when you go there, you can take it and you can download it. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's absolutely free. It works like a dream. I'm not going to lie. It works like a dream. It's a great program. So here we go. Here is Audacity. There it is. There's Audacity. That's it. It's sat there and it's ready to go. So how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Right. Okay. Because I'm saving everything as one file and I'm on for 3 hours, that means I've got to save 3 different files. One at 4 o'clock, one that says 5 o'clock, one that says 6 o'clock. Right. So I start off thinking, how am I going to put it all together? The first thing I'm going to put together is the weather. Now I'm going to go to, I'll tell you what I do. I won't lie. I go over to Sheerness Weather, and it gives me an option of weather prop. I go into the BBC first of all. I scroll down here, and here it tells me what's what, but it doesn't really tell me about the temperatures. So I'm going to hit the temperatures, and I just go into Notepad, and I'll paste that there. Then I'll come back out of here, and then I'll come down to the Met Office, and the Met Office gives me the temperatures. So over here, 37 degrees centigrade. I could just save all that text. In fact, we'll do that. We'll save all this text and we'll run with this text with an outlook to Saturday as well. Okay, I'll go file. I'll just save that. Might as well do it. And then that will keep everything together, and of course the temperatures as well. So when that's done, the next thing we got to do is because it's based on an island, it works by tidal waters. So we have to give them the tide times. So again, Sheerness tide times. Now, if you have to give the tide times where you are, you would put wherever you are in to, and you'll get this. So it's at 22:18. Okay. So come back to my notepad, come down here, and I say 22:18. And then what I like to keep as well is a little bit of extra information. Sunset is at 8:33. It's all for the listener. And then moonrise is at 9:29 tonight, and there's a gibbous moon. That's for the soothsayers and the werewolves out there. Paste. So you can see I've got all my information here. Now all I've got to do is vocalate it, which means, yeah, I know. So I come up with Audacity. This is not where I make you sit through me talking the weather, and you have to sit there and fast forward. I'll do all the fast forwarding for you. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'll be right back when the news is done. Well, welcome back. As you can see, the news, not the news, I said the news, didn't I? I meant the weather. The weather is now done. I'm always getting my words mixed up, by the way. As a broadcaster, it's terrible. As a listener, it's fantastic. Right, now I have my sound here. If I play any early mist and fogs. Yes, thank you. But what I do, I'll show you a little trick that I do as well, is this thin line here, this thin line. I move my mouse, this thin line across here. Select it for you. That thin line right there. Now that's where I turn the record on, and then I would flip over to my bit of paper and I'd start reading it, and when I'm finished I would click my paper down and click stop, and then bring it back to the front of the file. So this bit of noise here is just where I sit waiting to change over from the screen of Audacity to the notepad so I can read my words. But I like to do that because what I do is I select the silent patch right there, and then I go over to effect, come down to noise reduction, and I get that noise profile. I'm saving that silent no voice profile, and I know you can hear a hum here. That's post recording. At the moment I can hear a hum when I play that silent signal. So what I then do is I select the whole file, and then I go back. Once I've saved that piece of that profile, I go back to noise reduction again, and I say reduce the noise. There we go. And now there's, I don't know if you'll get the benefit of it, but it's absolutely quiet. Any early mist and fog soon cleared today. It was until I start screaming down my microphone. Right, so that's that done. I have the I've voiced the weather, and also if you listen, any early mist and fog soon cleared today. It was a fine day with, you notice there's no music in the background. I don't record it with the music. No. Again, that's another addition to the bow that can confuse things. Okay, I just read the news. That's all I do. Now what I do is I come into my files, and I already have made, you can go into Audacity, and if you have any jingles and everything like that, you can put them all in position where you want it and save that file. So all you've got to do is change one bit of it each time, and it saves you doing it all again. I've done that, and it's called Weather Editable, and it goes like that. Okay, this is the Weather Editable. This bit up here, this bit here, that's me talking. Okay, and then down here, this is the music that plays underneath me. This bit here is the ident of it being the weather, and then this bit here, oops, where are we? This bit here is the weather out, and then down here, this bit here is a jingle that tells it we're going into drive time, and this bit here is my play out jingle. Okay, so if I came over here and turned this on to mute, it would just sound like this.
Flying replacement and repair service is available. 10-year insurance-backed guarantee.
Bear with it.
An independent guarantee is also provided. No payment required, only on complete satisfaction.
BRFM weather.
And that just loops. That loops right to the end.
For security, comfort and
then that comes out here like this.
Or click finessewindowsandconservatories.com.
Drive time on 95.6 BRFM.
Oh yeah!
He's just fantastic!
Yeah! No.
Right, I thought you get the gist of that. Now, if we go back up to the top, all that stays the same. All of it. These blue bits, these all stay the same. They're never going to move. The only thing, they will move when I'm trimming the weather. You'll see, this is the weather here. If I unmute this, it would have sounded like this. It would have gone, let's get it over here.
BRFM weather.
It's remained dry today with some sunny spells, although clouds will tend to thicken from the west. There will be a rather... Right, so that's that, okay? Right, so I come over here. I get rid of that bit of file because it's just wasted file. I say select all, edit, and I just simply copy that file. Copy that file like that, and I come over here and I select me talking the weather there, and I just paste on top of it like that. Now so if you look, it overplays these, so I know for a fact I'm gonna, this little button up here switches so you can move the files. I know I'm going to move that to the end there. First thing I do is I make sure the front is okay.
BRFM weather.
Any early mist and fog soon clear. Perfect. Okay, so I want to make sure it's good when it comes out. That's one. Then I'm going to move this drive time jingle over to about here. See the yellow line turn up. Okay, then I'm going to move mine over to about there. So I just check these two come out all right.
Windowsandconservatories.com.
Drive time on 95.6 BRFM.
Oh yeah!
Right, so the only thing that's changed now is this loop. You know, the loop I was telling you about, that I talk over. So I just select a load of that to one of the little peaks like that. I say edit, copy, come over here, and then say edit, paste. It goes there. go back to move file, bung it on the end there, go back to select, come down here and take it off. So now that's fine. So I should go to the end. The sun and the moon right here on your 95.6 BRFM.
For security, comfort and energy efficient products, Observatories.com.
Drive time.
So that's it. The weather is done. The weather is done. There we go. Right. So that's all done. I'll just say file, export as MP3. And if I come all the way down the bottom here, I've already got a folder, a file called weather MP3. And I'll save that and say yes, thank you. So it will save it as one file. It's now just one MP3. So I hit that one MP3 and it's going to start over here, playing off the top of the jingle.
Trading over 30 years.
And then it's going to go into me talking.
BRFM weather.
Any early miss come out of me talking over here. BRFM. And then on and on, you see, but it's going to do it as one file. I don't have to worry about clicking off one or two files, and I'll show you in a sec what I do with it. So weather editable, I can now close. Don't need that anymore because I've done the weather. Now next is the news. Now we get the news from Sky News. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all, so it's all there, and get rid of it. And then over here I'll show you it before I do my next move. Over here I click this.
From the Sky News Centre at 11, more than 100 migrants trying to cross the channel to reach Britain are understood to have been intercepted already today.
Right, there you go. You can hear the news there. So I'm going to record the news. Okay, I'm not going to let you sit through it. I'll call you back when it's time for you to see it. Oops, better if I turn that up, really, isn't it? And welcome back. Right, so I've recorded the news. Here's the news. It sounds a little bit like this. Let's get this over here.
From the Sky News Centre at 11, more than 100 migrants trying to cross.
Right now is, as you hear from the Sky News Centre at 11. Well, I don't need that. I need it to be played at 4. So what I do is I take off the section of audio of her announcing the time.
More than 100 migrants.
Right now, I'm going to take the profile again, effect, noise reduction, get noise profile. So I've got it, then select all, and then noise reduction. Okay. Now you can see by the size of the file, you can see by the size of it
Was stopped yesterday, prompting the Home Office to review its.
that it's a bit low in sound, isn't it? A bit low in sound. So what I did there was I went back to the effects. It's already selected. I went to normalize, and it's normalized the sound. If we have a little sound.
More than 100 migrants trying to cross the channel to reach Britain are understood to have been.
Now I look over here at these numbers just to make sure it's not clipping right in the red. It might bounce there every now and then.
More than 100 migrants trying to.
But I don't
More
want it.
than 100 migrants trying to. More.
Thank you. She's got all jive bunny on me. I don't want it to be sticking in the red because it's going to be too loud. So now I'll go back to my files. You could do the same. Get all the files that's included in your top of the hour. We're now doing that 10 seconds to the hour, to the news, to the weather. Okay. So I bring up news editable. Okay. Now this is pretty much the same. Exactly the same. Well, not exactly, but pretty much the same. Except it goes like this. 10 seconds to the top of the hour, it goes.
Online, on your mobile, and on FM. Truly local radio. This is 95.6 BRFM.
Right, so, but then if you remember the original recording, she said from such and such and such, I'm such and such and such. She said, this is the news at 11. I'm whoever, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to take that off. That's gone. So I need to put something there to let them know what the time is. Now this one is, I know because it's saved as 6 p.m. So this will sound like this. I have another little file over here. this little file. This is what I recorded, and it goes like, let me move this over here. From the Sky News Centre at 6. So you see that, from the Sky News Centre at 6. I have that saved. I also have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got them all saved on a file, and whatever time I'm doing the news for, I could just pluck that out and put that straight in. But as this stands, it's fine as it is. And then she will come in and do the news. From the Sky News Centre at 6.
Tribute.
Like that. This is doing the news. From the Sky News Centre at 6.
Tribute.
Okay, let's go over here.
5.6 VRFM.
From the Sky News Centre at 6.
Tributes are being paid to Dame Vera Lynn, whose doctor.
Bless her, Dame Vera Lynn. Right, so what I do is I select all the news. Okay, click back over here to my bit of news. Say select all, edit, copy. Go back to this bit of news and say edit, paste. So all I've changed is the day's news. So at 6 o'clock it will sound like this. From the Sky News Centre at 6.
More than 100 migrants trying to cross the channel to reach Britain are understood to have been intercepted already today. It's after a
And then at the end of the news it goes like this.
latest. I'm Robin Montague.
So there is a little bit of a gap. So I look at my gap, come up here and just steal a bit of the audio like that. Just a little smidge. Bring that in and it'll sound like this.
Deck will still host a series though. That's the latest. I'm Robin Montague.
Right, so that's that. So once that's done, it just ends.
You.
Like that. Now remember, it starts 10 seconds to the hour. Okay, 10 seconds to the hour. So here it finishes at, well, it finishes here, which is 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So the news lasts 2 minutes. So then that gives me 1 minute to put the weather in. So I go back to my file and I say open. And do you remember I saved weather MP3? I pull that out now because it's now one big file. Now, before I put it in, I look at it and I can see.
Weather.
Any early mist and fog soon cleared today. It was a fine. See the red at the top there? I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to select all, go to generate. Sorry, go to effect, go down to normalize and normalize it. It will bring it in a bit. There we go. Now it's normal.
No payment required, only on complete satisfaction.
VRFM. Weather.
Any early mist and fog soon
red
cleared
over here
today.
now,
It was a fine day with long spells. That's good. It's a clean signal. So I say edit all. Sorry, select all, edit, copy. So I've got that now. I can close that if I want to. No. So over here, I look. It ends here. So I say, all right, I need to put a new track in. So track, add new stereo track, like that, and it puts it down the bottom here. I couldn't use this one because it's not empty. It's actually got the time and Sky News in it. So I just clop over here and go edit, paste, and just have a listen to the end.
I'm Robin Montague.
Trading over 30 years, Finesse Windows Doors
Up
and
the volume here a
Conservatories
bit.
also manufacture and install composite and bifolding doors. A roofline replacement and repair service is available. 10-year.
Now that came in a little bit too quick for my liking because it is a separate item. So come over here.
Trading over 30 years,
Good.
Finesse Windows
And then
Doors
as
and
we go
Conservatories also manufacture and install composite and
It'll go from there into the weather.
FM. Weather.
Any early mist and fog soon cleared today. It was a fine day with long spells of sunshine. It became very hot by the afternoon, but a little cooler near some of the coasts. Come back over here. It's going to go into the drive time jingle. 6 BRFM.
For security, comfort and energy efficient products, please call Finesse Windows for a free quotation on 01795 661616 or click finessewindowsandconservatories.com.
Drive time on 95.6 BRFM.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Right, so that's done. So now what I do is I say File, Export as an MP3. Now that's what I'm going to play at the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. So over here, SNR News, 6 p.m. Thank you. And I save it. Thank you. Say OK. Just give it time to save. And then when it's saved, that's great. So now what I want to do is I want to go back to my recent files. And over here, I have Sky News at the hour 4, 5 and 6. Call yours what you will. Clickety-clop. Bring that open here. And then over here, it says 5 o'clock. From the Sky News Centre at 5. I'll take it over here. Come over here. There it is there. So I just select that. Like that. Copy and paste. Oh, oops, wrong one. Got to copy it here first. Edit. Copy. Come over here. Edit. Paste. So it goes. From the Sky News Centre at 5.
More than 100.
I say File. Export as MP3. Come all the way back down. Sky News at 5. Say save. Say OK. OK, come back over here. Select 4. Edit. Copy. Over here. Edit. Paste. Play. Just to double check.
BRFM.
From the Sky News Centre at 4.
More than 100 migrants.
And then say File. Export as MP3. All the way down here. And save it as 4. Save. Say OK. Like that. Okay, so I've saved it now. I can come out of that. Do I want to save it? Nope. Now when I don't save it, that will now take that back to 6 o'clock and be ready for me for tomorrow. And all I'll have to change is this
More
bit
than
here.
100 migrants.
Is just that bit there. So you'll see me do that bit there. And how do I use the files? Well, what I do is over here, this is my playout software. I can't play any music which is copyrighted. I do apologize, but I'm not allowed to play any copyrighted music, so I've got to take all that away. But what we'll do is I'll show you at the top of the hour. That will go in here, and at 10 seconds to the top of the hour. So I'll do that, and by the time it comes in, it should be there.
Drive time on 95.6 BRFM.
Are you thinking of owning a holiday home by the coast or moving an existing holiday home to a new park? Then why not give Golden Lee's Holiday Park?
That's an advert. I put the wrong one on. I come over here to SNR News and then get rid of that advert. Okay, and then we go. Adverts is a totally different video. I'll show you that. I'll make that. In fact, I'll do that next when I get to do the adverts. So the 10 seconds to the hour, when it goes to 48, 49, 50.
Online, on your mobile, and on FM. Truly local radio. This is 95.6 BRFM.
From the Sky News Centre at 4.
More than 100 migrants trying to cross the channel to reach Britain.
And then that will play for 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And then it'll end.
RFM.
You're listening to
Marty D. Donovan.
Ladies and gentlemen, this DJ's out of his mind.
Power is up.
And then my first song will kick in. So what that does is that one file takes all that messing around down to one file. And I've got it saved for 4 o'clock, I've got it saved for 5 o'clock, and I've got it saved for 6 o'clock. If I was on any other time of the day, I would just change the times. And that's how I do it. That's how, using a piece of free software, you can edit your top of the hours or anything that you want to edit. You can do it by just writing it out as it is in a list and combining that list to one file. You can do all your timings, and you can add other bits and so on and so forth. This software you see on the screen here, this is Sam Broadcaster Pro. This is a great piece of software. I have to say I do enjoy this software. It's a good bit of software, and this is again another total video all on its own. So there you go. That's how I do it. I hope that's been any help to you. If you have any questions, in the comments below, please do subscribe, and don't forget, if you haven't liked it, like it, press the bell to get the next one, and tell your friends about it. If you know anyone who's into internet radio, podcasting, or terrestrial radio, then it's the same method. The whole method's exactly the same, but that's how you could do it on a piece of free software to keep your costs right down. The listener don't know if it's been done on Audacity, if it's been done by Adobe Audition, or if you've paid the London Philharmonic Orchestra to do it. They haven't a clue. They just hear what you put out, and you want all your output to be quality output. And that's the way you do it. Now, some of the levels there might sound like they're going out a bit loud, a bit when I played it there, but don't worry. That's just the in-house recording, the levels of my little mixer here. When they go out to air, they go through compression and all the other filters, which filter it all rubbish to bring it just right. That's why we have engineers. We love them. Right, I'll be back a little bit later. Subscribe, like, press the bell. That's it. See you next time. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.